Hey team, it's Conrad Tracy, addiction coach from Melbourne, Australia. Do you ever get the sense that you are being held back by drugs and alcohol, that it's stopping you from reaching your potential? Most of the people that I work with are high performing, and drugs and alcohol are not always the primary issue. It's often the case that people are stuck, a little bit inconsistent, and really triggered. So I want to run you through a quick frame today, and it's going to help you to identify where you might be, and it's going to help you to identify the number one question that you need to be asking yourself to move towards change. And the question is not, am I ready for change? So keep watching and I'll tell you exactly what the question is, and I'll show you how to run this system at home so you can get absolute clarity on the changes that you need to make. Now, when I meet people, they're in one of four positions, okay? The first position is called the boot, and unfortunately, people here are absolutely shut down. They are making excuses and they are their own worst enemy, okay? And in the boot, there's a lot of fear. I'd be pretty fearful as well if I was in a boot. And unfortunately, what I see here is a lot of victim mentality, okay? And people in the boot are like, things are never going to change for me, right? It's impossible. And, you know, with love and empathy, unfortunately, I can't help people who are in the boot of life. It's not where I do my best work. So a step up from here, and this is much more positive, is the back seat. Now, people in the back seat are isolated, they're procrastinating, and they are throwing grenades. So anytime there's happiness or a bit of a victory or a win in life, they will pull a pin and throw a grenade under it to self-sabotage. Okay. And the thing that people really lack in the backseat is this ability to take any form of action. Okay. Now, the good thing about being the backseat, I said it's better than the boot, and I really meant it, is that identity and behavioral change are 100% possible, right? All you need is the right pathway. Okay. So if you can find that and you find something that works for you, this is a mountain that you can absolutely climb, right? With the right guidance and the right support. So just up from the back seat is the passenger seat. And I'll say this, 95% of the people I work with and meet are here, right? And it's a place where we find ourselves very stuck. So we know what success feels like. We know how to win. We know what it feels like to set a goal and achieve it. But right now we are stuck. We're not really hitting any form of momentum. We are incredibly inconsistent. So when we're great, we're really good, but when we're not, it's a bit of a shit show, pardon my French. And we're also very easily triggered, right? Now, anytime something happens at work, anytime something happens in our relationships or finances, we feel rejection, okay? We run to our favorite vice, and we often do that in isolation. And unfortunately, people in the passenger seat, they lack consistency, okay? Now, the passenger seat is a tough one, right? And you might think, well, it's better than the back seat and better than the boot, but I reckon if I was in the boot, I'd want to get unstuck really quickly. And also if I was in the back seat, I'd want to get unstuck really quickly. But people in the passenger seat will sit there and they'll stay there for a long time. And it's for two reasons, okay? The first one is this: things will never get that bad for me, all right? They think, well, there's a soft landing, things are never going to get that bad. And they look outside their window, right? And there might be a car in the driveway and some beautiful kids and a beautiful husband or a beautiful wife or partner and some money in the bank. On the inside, they're dying on the inside, but externally and on paper, everything looks good enough. And good enough is a real trap, right? So I don't know about you, but when I walked into rehab when I was 37 years old, I didn't go through one of the biggest and hardest and most challenging and also most rewarding experiences of my life just to be good enough. Okay, I wasn't happy with mediocrity, and I knew that not only did I need a pathway, right, to go from to here, but I had other things to do. I really had a lot of goals and potential that I wanted to hit personally, emotionally, spiritually. Now, up from the passenger seat, and this is really where I love to help my clients land, and quickly, we're available, okay? And that means we're available emotionally, mentally, physically, we're present, right? For ourselves, our family, our careers. Don't judge my spelling. And we're taking action. So, and action also means rest in every aspect of our life. And we are in peak mental and physical health and performance. Now, what we really develop up here in the driver's seat of life is we have an absolute strength and confidence, a clear confidence, not an egoic confidence, right? We're up here and we know we are the right person for the job. And the one thing I want you to remember is that you're literally you're one active choice away from being in the passenger seat or the driver's seat of life. Okay? So I want you to watch this, and I want you to be really, really honest with yourself. And I want you to have a look and say, well, am I in the boot, the back seat, the passenger seat, or the driver's seat? And if I'm in the passenger seat and I'm a bit stuck, I'm inconsistent, and I'm easily triggered, and I keep on telling myself, you know what, things will never get that bad for me, right? I want you to be really honest with yourself, because what I can tell you unequivocally is that I've seen people fall from not only from the passenger seat, but the driver's seat down to the boot of life very, very quickly. And when you fall from a height, you fall hard and you fall fast. Yeah. Now, you might be sitting here and watching this and going, oh, yeah, okay, we want to go from the passenger seat to the driver's seat. That makes sense. And that is absolutely the point. Okay. But more than that, and if you come and you do some work with me, the first thing that I'll say to you is that, yes, it's about going from the passenger seat to the back seat, to the driver's seat, sorry. But what we want to do more than that is that we want to make sure that we raise our minimum standard, right? And create a new zero right there. Okay? So we will never tell ourselves things that will never get that bad. We're going to be honest. We're going to have a stark realization that things could go terribly wrong, and we're going to shut off the possibility of that. So we're high performing, right? The back seat and the boot is not a space that we are going to consider, right? Unless we end up there from, one of life's deep hurts or traumas. But we raise our minimum zero and we close that off as a possibility for us, okay? So we've got an option. We stay here, or we make one active choice up into the driver's seat of life, yeah? And when you're here, the three things that I'll help you to do, right? And that are at the key and the heart of everything I do is open up in life, show up for yourself and your friends and family, and then level up in terms of your happiness, your values, your identity, and your career. Now, I said at the start, I said that are you ready for change is not the question that you should be asking yourself. And I stand by that 100%. I think the question you should be asking yourself is this: is good enough for me, right? Am I happy with mediocrity? Have I worked this hard and built this life to get it looking so good on paper, but to be so desperately and internally unhappy? Okay. And if you're watching this and it resonates with you and you are sitting in that passenger seat, you're stuck underneath that good enough ceiling and you're kind of kidding yourself, things will never get that bad for me. I really want you to spend some time on this and have a deep think about this, right? You might be in your mid 30s, mid 40s, early 50s. Pitch back to when you were 15 or 18. Did you see yourself here? Is this where you pictured yourself in the passenger seat of life, right? Coasting, mediocrity, unhappiness, poor communication, right? Inconsistency. Or did you see yourself in the driver's seat of life, enjoying everything that you've worked so hard for? So I hope that this has been helpful. If you've got any questions, or if you're looking at this and going, you know what, I'm definitely in the back seat or the passenger seat, and I know that I'm capable of it being in the driver's seat, but I don't quite know how to get there, book in a consult. I'll spend some time with you. We'll identify the 9 key areas that you need to fix and improve, and I will help you iron out so you can create a clear and proven and reliable system and roadmap to get yourself from the passenger seat back into the driver's seat of life. Bye.